Welcome back to another episode over here at the Dana Lee Project. Welcome. If you have been here a while, happy to have you back. If you're a new, then welcome. So Mandy has been asking me just random questions. I have no idea what she's asking me from week to week, but it is in the realm of women's health on some capacity. So whether that is food dysfunction, binge eating, emotional eating, and history of all that shit, exercise issues, body image issues, overall things that we have to handle as women in later phases of our life, especially like identity things, lifestyle, all that good stuff. That is some of the things that we talk about around here. So I have no idea what she's going to ask me. Mandy, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, lay it on me.
I've been ready. I've got my question. Okay, now this one's a little bit juicy, and we hear this actually a lot from people coming through the mentorship. So I thought this might be a good one to share. What do you say to someone who is trying to change and they come up to a non-supportive partner or a non-supportive family member, and that really trips them up? Like, for example, say I wanted to start coming to the gym more, and my partner didn't want to like loan me the car or whatever. Or there's like so many things that can happen that will deter you when it comes to people around you, pulling you away from what you want. What do you say to people who come up against that kind of stopping point or hurdle, I guess?
Yeah, that is definitely a juicy one and is so individual. So if that is your situation, I do legitimately encourage you to like book a call with Mandy or Mandy and I, or jump on one of our Mind Fit Info sessions that we hold on a monthly basis, because it can be so individual. So I'm going to give a generalized answer to something I'd prefer not to because it's so individual.
Yeah.
But what I will say is that inside your soul, if you have a gnawing feeling that you are meant for more and you really want to take care of yourself, then perhaps it is just part, and this is where my spirituality comes in also, that there is a also spiritual reason why you've been surrounded with unsupportive people. It's an opportunity for you to be choosing different for yourself, regardless of what those people are choosing for themselves. Because if they're not supporting you, then there's definitely ways in their own lives that they're playing small and not being supportive of their own goals in their own life. So it is, I'm not saying that it's easy. However, continuing to just kowtow to your partner and make yourself unimportant and what you want doesn't matter is also very fucking hard. So I would even argue even harder, because your like soul starts to just like extinguish, it's like it just starts, it really affects your spirit and who you are. So it's a practice of redirecting. What are ways I can take better care of myself that's not so reliant on the supportive partner? Regardless of the support of your partner, how would you treat yourself? What would you say to yourself? What are some small acts that you can continue to do that do matter? Do not be dismissive of the small little things that you do in your day that are opportunities of, look at me taking care of myself, regardless of the support of my partner, regardless of the support of my family.
Some examples are?
Some examples. Simple things like, it's interesting, we start the mentorship in module 1 with this action of decluttering. and looking at your environment and your space. If you look at your space and you start to grade or respect your space, I'm going to take washing dishes, for example. Okay. What if there's a way for you to approach washing the dishes as the thing that you're doing to support your own way that you want to live? You care about eating off clean dishes, you care about how things are put away in your kitchen. Those are things you care about. So in the smallest, otherwise mundane tasks that maybe in the past you have completely dismissed because it's just like, this is what I have to do and they're chores, that in itself, redirect the chore to see all the ways that you are supporting yourself that are right within the four walls of your bedroom, the four walls of your kitchen, your porch, sitting outside and getting some sun on your face. Like such little things that up until now, if you're tuning in and listening to this conversation, that is no accident. Up until now, you may have dismissed as they are not important and they don't matter, but you are important and you do matter. And those little acts of kindness to yourself, regardless of the support, you don't need anyone else's support. I think the bigger issue with that then has to do with validation from external sources. And that is another exhausting, exhausting way to live. So that's
Love
my
it.
answer.
That is an amazing answer. That is so good. That is so good. I don't even know what to say. Yes, that's great. I think that even it's like we get so used to doing little things. Like, I mean, just like you're talking about being washing dishes or like going in the car, driving in the car, and listening to music I like or whatever, and dancing. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm by myself. I'm doing what I want to do. I'm having fun. I'm singing my song. Like I can go, hey, you know what? This is actually kind of great. Instead of being like dismissing, it's just like whatever, or listening, reading a book or journaling, or yeah, it doesn't have to be big. And that's actually what there's so much, like you said, like the we talked about before was rules and things and like, oh no, it doesn't have to be big. It can just be like you said, putting your clothes away a certain way you like,
Mhm.
organizing your makeup, great ideas.
Little rituals you can do just for yourself. It's not for anyone else's approval. You do not need to share it with anyone. There are little ways, little pockets within your day that are sacred to you. And what's interesting, I've had so many, I have so many client like testimonials on this, but not like recorded testimonials, unfortunately, because most of the time we're talking about these bigger rock things that happen in people's lives when they go through the mentorship program. And, but I do have so many clients that have shared with me that, and I have a client going through the program right now. I think she's 4 months in. And when she first started, that was one of her biggest gripes is my husband doesn't even hear me. He doesn't see me. He's really not supportive. I'm like going to the workouts and he's like, where are you going? When are you going to be back? What, how their relationship has turned around in a 4 month period is even mind blowing for me because she was not trying to change the support of her husband, giving her more support. What we kept on working together on was her redirecting it to what makes her happy. What does she want to do for herself? Turner, are you accepting of you? Are you supporting you? And then what the interesting thing that happens is that your energy shifts and you're different. You start to show up differently, respond, maybe don't react how your partner thinks you would react with things. You're more introspective perhaps, or more, seeking to understand, or maybe not saying anything, not because you're trying to bite your tongue, but because you legitimately want to change the dynamic in the relationship. And you're like, is what I'm about to say going to be helpful or hurtful? Or what am I really trying to say? What do I really want out of this? because we've just kept working on filling her up. And then her husband was able to like meet her. And actually, she ended up becoming like someone who could receive the support.
Mhm.
So that is the other element here that can be somewhat of a tough pill to swallow. And that's why I like to speak individually. But
Yeah.
for the most part, when I do talk to a woman, and this is an issue, it's that she has a hard time receiving support.
Oh
So
yeah.
you're going to be matched with someone who doesn't support you because that's the part of you, the wound, so to speak, that needs to be healed. And you'll attract a partner because you're like, no, 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 I'm good. I don't need support. But meanwhile, after you get to a certain point in your life, again, that gnawing, that feeling like there's got to be something more, to come to terms with there is something more, and perhaps I have not been open to receiving the help and the love and the support that maybe my partner is capable of, but energetically, I won't let them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Boom. That was a good one, Dana.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. And if this is something that you like, you're like, oh my gosh, yes, I totally get this. Free conversation. Come have a free conversation with us and see if this is what you want. Because it's definitely like my husband tells my sister joined the mentorship like 6 months or so ago. And when Maria was thinking about it, my husband was telling her husband, everyone's wife should join this program.
That's what my husband says. My
Yeah.
husband's always super supportive of like
Uh-huh.
anything, any like wife or someone he hears is like, I'm gonna talk to or whatever they're interested or whatever. He's like, oh my God, like
Yeah.
every every
Yeah.
wife should be
Wife
part
should
of
join this program because it's like we start to just be happier in our own skin, which like that's what our partners want us to be.
it.
We don't, you know, they just want us to be happy. That's
Yeah.
what I want him to be. I want him to be happy, and that's it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So
Mm-hmm.
our practice in being a good receiver is the real work.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really, oh, he's not supported, so he's not supportive, or I don't get the support. Ah, are you able to receive the support? Are you able to ask for help and receive help?
Mm-hmm. Does it have to be done a certain way, or if it's not done a certain way, it's wrong? So I won't ask him because he never does it right.
Do it right. And then what happens is he shuts down and he will not offer to help.
Yeah.
Why would he? What if it was the other way
Yeah.
around?
Yeah.
Anything you tried to do to help was wrong. What would you do after a while?
Yeah.
I'd fucking stop at offering.
Yeah.
I wouldn't offer help anymore. So
Mm-hmm.
then I'd come off as, oh, I Dana's not very supportive. I could see
Yeah.
I could see how you'd say that.
Yeah. Definitely. Because I mean, I was that way. That's why I'm saying that. When the kids were little, I was so like, it has to be this way. Blah, 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 blah. And now I'm like, I'm so glad that I'm not like that anymore because it was exhausting.
Yeah, it is exhausting to hold up that front and to like, why? I gotta be right. It's gotta be my way. This is the best way. Okay. Until it really starts again, it's eating at your soul in some way. Great question, Mandy.
Thanks.
All right. Thanks for tuning in on this one, and we'll see you next time.